Hi, I'm Barry. This is Mega City Gaming, and this is Goregasm. But where's the box, you say? There is no box. There is no game yet. I have the rules, version 4 of the rules. They're not out yet or anything like that. They're still in flux. They're not finished. This is by TC Miniatures, the people that brought you Waste Man and other things like that. So it's an arena style combat between two miniatures or more. I'm going to play just 1v1, keep it simple. I have read the rules, which is not like me, I know. Read the rules, what? And I'm ready. I feel I'm ready to get this on the table. I haven't had time to get this on the table yet, and this is my first kind of playthrough. I'm looking forward to it. I've already built a stadium, which you've seen in a previous video maybe. So I'll explain the rules and figure the rules out as we go along. Anyway, let's get it on the table. Here are the combatants. Titanatron, the Gimp. They face off in the arena. They both start with 10 meat points, basically health points. They both start with 10 adrenaline points, which can be spent to perform actions. And they start with 0 glory points. Glory points are gained for various things during the game. If they reach 10 glory points, then they win that round. If they get to 8 turns, then that's the end of the round, and the fighter with the most glory points is the winner of that round. Let's roll off to see who goes first. Titanatron rolls a 4 and the Gimp rolled a 2. Titanatron goes first. He's very confident. He's going to spend 1, 2 adrenaline points, 1, 2, to stride up onto the center of the arena. The Gimp is very unhappy about this, and he's going to run up, spend 1, 2 action points to move to the center of the ring, the arena, and then a third adrenaline point, 1, 2, 3, to strike, which means rolling a d10 per adrenaline point that I used to strike, which was 1 against a d10. So let's roll for the attacker, which is the Gimp. Gimp rolls a 4, Titanatron rolls a 4. That's a draw. So I believe that means nothing happens. Right, next. This is the end of turn 1. They're both in the center of the arena. They both receive 1 glory point. This is turn 2. We're going to roll to see who gets the initiative for this turn. So the Gimp rolled a 1, not very good, and Titanatron rolled a 1 as well. Let's try again. The Gimp rolled a 9 and Titanatron rolled a 6. So the Gimp gets the initiative. I almost forgot, at the end of turn 1 everyone recovers 1 adrenaline point. So they're back up to 8. The Gimp is going to spend 2 adrenaline points, 1, 2, to strike twice against Titanatron. So let's roll for the Gimp. Okay, that's a pretty good roll. That's double 8, that's 16. Okay, let's see what defense Titanatron rolls. So that's a 16 versus a 4. So that means Titanatron removes 1 meat point, so he's down to 9, and the Gimp gains 1 glory point. Excellent. Right, so the Gimp still has one action left. One possible action, which he's going to use. No, he's going to save that. He's going to save that adrenaline point because he's already down to 6. He's very, very conservative. Titanatron is going to roll. Let me see. He's going to do the same thing. He's going to roll 2 dice by spending 2 adrenaline to strike twice against the Gimp's 1 die. So let's roll. Ooh, okay. That's a double 6. That's a 12 versus a 10. So that still means Gimp receives a wound, so 1 weak point gone, and Titanatron receives 1 glory point. Right. And then Titanatron is going to try to tackle. Yeah, he's going to try and tackle. So because he already spent 2 adrenaline points, he can only spend 1 more adrenaline point to tackle, which means 1 dice versus 1 die, 1 die versus 1 die. So Titanatron rolls a die, he rolls a 4, that's really bad. The Gimp rolls a 4, okay, it's a draw. Right, so nothing happens. So that was the end of turn 2. Now we both gain an adrenaline point. Take a breath, take a deep breath, light the incense candles, get Enya on the CD player and recover. So now it's turn 3. Right, we're both in the centre of the ring, which means we both get a glory point as well. Don't forget that. Now, top of turn 3. Let's see who goes first. Titanatron rolls a 4 versus a 1 for the Gimp. So Titanatron goes first. Actually, scratch that. We don't get a glory point for being in the centre because we have to be there alone, which is the whole point of running up there. Okay, next. Titanatron is going to lose it. It's going to blow a fuse. Bzz, 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 bzz. And he's going to shunt, which means push, the Gimp into the pillar over here. And he's going to go balls to the wall, albeit metal balls. So spend 3 adrenaline points, 1, 2, 3, to push the Gimp into the pillar. So he rolls 3 dice. Okay, and then the Gimp rolls 1. So that's 14 versus 4. So Titanatron successfully shunts the Gimp into the pillar. This means we roll a d10, 1d10, and if I roll a 6 or more, the target removes a meat point. No, it doesn't remove a meat point, but it does get shunted off the center of the arena, plop, which is excellent. Excellent. Right. Unfortunately, Titanatron doesn't get any glory points for that because it wasn't a strike. Right, now it is the Gimp's turn. He's not having any of that, so obviously he's going to turn around. He's got quite a lot of adrenaline points compared to Titanatron, so he's going to use them. So the Gimp really wants to get back on into the center of the ring, so he's going to try shunting the Titanatron back by rolling, spending 2 adrenaline, 1, 2, and rolling 2d10. Wow, that's really bad. That's a roll of a 3. Right, Titanatron in defense rolls a 10. Dun dun dun. So because a 10 is more than double a 3, of course, so the defender rolled more than double the attacker. The defender rolled more than double the attacker, which means that the attacker is pushed back. Okay, wow, exciting stuff. So Titanatron gets 1 point, 1 glory point for a successful defense. I assume that applies to shunts and all that. And he also gets a point because this is the end of turn 3 and he is alone in the center of the ring. And we both gain 1 adrenaline point. Right. Now, top of turn 4. Let's see who goes first. Right, let's roll for Titanatron. That's a 4. Roll for the Gimp. That's a 2. Titanatron goes first. He's quite comfortable being in the center of the arena. He's going to spend 3 adrenaline points. Well, he's going to spend 3 actions to gain 3 adrenaline points. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So while at the edge of the ring, the Gimp is going to try and stoke the crowd. He's going to wave his arms around and say, "Come on in!" and all the usual kind of things. The crowds are going to react in this manner, which is they're going to cheer and give the Gimp +2 to his tackles. So he spent an adrenaline to do that, by the way. So he gets a +2 to his tackle. I assume that's just for this turn. Okay, so let's see what we can do with that. Right, so he's going to spend 1 adrenaline to move here, and another adrenaline to tackle. So that's 1 adrenaline, that's 1d10, and the defender rolls 1d10. So the attacker rolls a 7, Titanatron rolls a 3. The attacker gets a +2 to that as well. So this means the Titanatron is knocked prone, knocked on his ass in the middle of the ring. How embarrassing. So that's the end of round, or turn 4. Titanatron, although he's prone, is still in the center of the arena, so he gains a glory point, unfortunately, for the Gimp. And they both gain 1 adrenaline. And now it is the top of turn 5. Let's see who goes first. Let's roll for Titanatron. He rolled a 6. Let's roll for the Gimp. He rolled a 10. Right, the Gimp's going to really drive it home. Oompa, oompa. So the Gimp is tired of the Titanatron showboating in the middle of the arena. So the Gimp's going to spend 1 adrenaline to move into... Nope. Yeah, 1 adrenaline to move into the center of the arena. And then 2 more adrenaline. 1, 2. To shunt, which means push the Titanatron out of the arena. He gets a +1 to this roll, and he's rolling 2 dice because he spent 2 adrenaline. Okay, so that's a total of 10, including the +1. Titanatron gets a -1 to his defense. Okay, so we got literally 0. So Titanatron gets shunted into the pillar, pong, and then off. Basically gets rolled off the off the top of the ziggurat. That's awesome. Now let's see if he sustains an injury. If we roll a 6 or more, he sustains an injury. Yes, he loses a meat point. Excellent. And I think, does that mean a glory? No, that does not mean a glory because it was not a strike. However, things are looking good. Things are looking very good. Because Titanatron is prone, the only thing he can do is stand up this turn. Actually, I'm wrong. He can spend 1 adrenaline to stand up. There we go. 1 adrenaline to stand up. There we go. And then he's got 2 more. So obviously he's going to... Yeah, let's move and strike. So move in, because he does like the center of the ring. So that's another adrenaline, and then strike, which is another adrenaline, and it's 1 versus 1. 1 dice versus 1 dice. Attacker goes first. That's a 4. Defender rolls a 5. That's a successful defense. A successful defense means a glory for the defender. Right, now we're at the top of turn 6. They don't get any points for being in the center of the ring because they're not alone. They're both there. And they both recover 1 adrenaline. And let's see who goes first. Right, Titanatron rolls a 10. The Gimp rolls a 4. Titanatron goes first. Titanatron is literally awash in adrenaline. So he's going to spend 2 adrenaline to strike. That's 2 dice. Okay, that's a 10. And then the Gimp defends with a 1. Oh dear. So Gimp loses a meat point. And Titanatron gains another glory point. Alright. Titanatron is then going to spend 1 more adrenaline to try and shunt the Gimp off the center of the arena. So that's an 8 versus an 8. Okay, that's a draw. Nothing happens, I guess. Right, the Gimp only has 2 adrenaline points. That's pitifully low. He's going to spend 1 action to take a deep breath, put on his Enya CDs, get the old aromatherapy out, recover 1 adrenaline, and then he's going to spend 2 adrenaline. That brings him down to 1. Let's try shunting him off the top. Shunt, shunt. The crowd's shouting, shunt, 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 shunt. And he rolls a 6, and the Titanatron rolls a 3. Titanatron gets shunted. Kapong! Off the podium. And let's see if he sustains an injury. No, he doesn't. Okay. So at the end of turn 6, the Gimp is alone in the center of the ring, so he gains a glory point. And yeah, we both gain 1 adrenaline. Okay. Let's roll to see who goes first. Titanatron rolls a 9. The Gimp rolls a 3. Titanatron goes first. Right, he's got more glory points, and he's still got quite a lot of meat points. So he's still got a lot of adrenaline as well. He's got 5 adrenaline. That's quite a lot. And so he's going to spend 1 adrenaline to get into the center of the ring, because he's a glory hog. And he's going to spend 2 adrenaline to... I don't think we're going to knock... We're not going to KO the Gimp this round. So I believe we should just shunt him out there. Just shunt him into the pillar again. Right, so that's 2 dice versus 1. Okay, so the Gimp rolled a 1. It's 5 versus 1. Gimp gets shunted. Kasplat out the ring, or out off the top spot. And let's see if he sustains an injury. Yes, he does. Okay, no glory points for that though. Next. So that was another 2 adrenaline for that. Right, let's have yeah, the Gimp still only has 2 adrenaline. He's going to spend 1 action to recover an adrenaline, puts him up to 3. And then it's quite near the end of the round, so he's going to roll 3 dice to strike Titanatron in the center. Just because he's a bit mean like that. He's a meanie. Right, let's go for it. So that's 18. Obviously, Titanatron with 1 die cannot possibly beat that. So Titanatron loses a meat point. Ta-da! Right. That was the end of round 6. We recover 1 adrenaline. Titanatron gains a glory. The crowd goes wild. Yay! Titanatron, 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 and so on. And it's now round 7. Let's see who goes first. Titanatron rolls a 9. The Gimp rolls a 10. Right, the Gimp goes first. Right, the Gimp's having none of it. He's having none of it. He's going to stay right there. He's going to... He was down to 1, wasn't he? And he's going to spend 3 adrenaline points to... He's only got 2. He's going to spend two adrenaline points, spend 1 to recover, and then back down to 0. So he's going to spend all 3 adrenaline points. Every last little bit he's got is going to be sucked out of him with this one mammoth strike. Wow. Critical strike. He gets a glory for that last strike. It was a success anyway. So he rolled a critical strike, total 14. So that means he causes an injury, which means he gets a glory, and he can't possibly defend, so he loses a meat point. So I have just realised that this was the first critical strike of the match, of the game. So in that case, we have to see what the fans do, because obviously that's what they love. They love it when things go wild and meaty. So let's find out. Right, I rolled a 2, which means the jubilant warrior turns around to receive not applause. So the Gimp turns around to the audience, to the crowd. He's not applauded, but heavy objects and rotten produce. So that's probably strider guts and broken engine parts and so on. The combatant who performed the critical strike must immediately remove a meat point and are not prone. No way! So he's not prone and he removes a meat point. Wow. Goodbye meat point. Okay. Wow. That is fun, man. That is absolutely mental. Right. So now, let's see. This is quite near the end of the game, and he can attack from where he is in the centre of the ring. He's not going to move out the centre of the ring. He's got his arms raised in the air. The crowd's going wild. Titanatron, Titanatron. A bit like the end of Rocky 3, when the Politburo start applauding Rocky. Anyway, he's going to spend 3 adrenaline points. 1, 2, 3 to strike the prone Gimp. Right, so no crits on that one, but that's 19. Can't possibly defend that. So he loses a meat point. I wonder, let me just check something. Alright, I was just checking. Crits only occur on a natural 10, not a 9 plus a 1 for being prone, so that's fine. So that's a successful strike, which means 1 more glory point for Titanatron. He's doing really well. Now it is the end of turn 7, which means Titanatron gets another glory point for being in the centre of the arena. Arms raised, Rocky style. Crowd's going wild, obviously. I would. And they both gain an adrenaline point. And let's see who goes first. Titanatron rolls an 8. The Gimp rolls a 7. Titanatron goes first. Let's see if we can... Right, he's very nearly. He's at 9 glory points. 1 more glory point and he wins the round. You know, wins around right at the last like few seconds, so that would be awesome. The crowd will go flipping mental. So he's going to spend 3 adrenaline points. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, simply to strike. Yeah, simply to strike the prone, still prone Gimp. So okay, no crits, but we've got a 13 plus 1 is a 14, and the Gimp rolls a 3. So the Gimp takes a wound, and obviously boop, Titanatron gets 10 glory points. He has won this round. He has totally won the round. 10 glory points. The Gimp is prone, he's bleeding, the crowd are laughing at him. The Gimp's still covered in rotten Strider guts, and he's got bits of engine sticking out his head. The crowd are going wild. Titanatron, 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 Titanatron. Whew, that was insane. I feel like having a cigarette. But that was really good, seriously. I haven't had that much fun in a while, especially by myself. The rules are simple. I worked them out. I probably screwed up a couple, you know, first playthrough, but I don't think I screwed that much up. Quite easy to keep track. I do like this thing, you know, the tracker. Keeps it simple. It's not finished yet, so there's going to be like cards with it and stuff like that for injuries, which I scored a couple of injuries, but nothing really happened with that because I didn't have injury cards. And I think there's going to be other stuff. Yeah, so some other stuff. So anyway, different modes of playing and whatnot. Anyway, I won't bore you with that. It's not even finished, but keep your ear to the ground because this game kicks ass. You know, when it comes out, take my freaking money. Anyway, peace. Like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you. Bye bye.